Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. So, in the past lectures about bolted joints, we have discussed all the theoretical aspects and the concepts for designing of bolted joints. Now, today we'll take up some design problems, numerical based problems, to understand how the designing for bolted joints are done. So, let us take this problem. Calculate the strength of a 20 diameter bolt of grade 4.6 for the following cases. The main plates to be jointed are 12 thick. Lap joint, single cover butt joint, double cover butt joint. So you have three cases. First case is the lap joint. Lap joint, one plate is placed over the other plate, okay, and then bolting is done. So of A, there is a single bolt, okay, there is a single bolt, only one bolt is connected. 20 diameter. Diameter of the bolt is 20 grade is 4.6. So grade 4.6, you take all the specification. What is the for grade 4.6 and FE 410 bolts. FU is for grade 410 grade of steel and bolt of 4.6. FU is 410 megapascal. FUB, ultimate stress in of the steel is 410, ultimate stress in bolt is 400 megapascal. Gamma MB, partial safety factor for the material 1.25, material for bolt. Okay, this is 1.25. These are all constants. Now from the table for 20 bolt, you see what is A and B. That is the net tensile area. So it is given as 245 millimeters square. Okay. Now, first is lap joint. Okay. Now, whenever you are doing lap joint, whenever you are making a lap joint, okay, then strength of the bolt in single shear will be A and B FUB by root 3 gamma MB. Now let us recapitulate. Let us sum up what we have understood, what we have discussed in the previous classes to understand how this formula has come. Okay. So this will be, if you take this formula. In this formula, we are taking only this much, okay, NS. What was ASB? ASB was the non-threaded part. Here you are assuming that the bolt is fully threaded. So ASB will be 0, NS will be 0. So this term will not be there. In all the problems that we will solve, we'll only keep our design strength confined to only this much only. That is, in this formula, there will be 0 contribution from this part. That is the what is NS, number of shear planes without threads intercepting the shear plane. So this will be 0 because there is no such provision of without threading. The entire shank of the bolt is being threaded. This is the first assumption that you are making for unturned bolts. So this portion will be gone. Why? This is a generalized formula. Sometimes the bolt, in the rarest of the rare cases, sometimes the bolt will be partially, threading will be done, and for some part it is shank is not threaded. In such cases only you will take this full one. Otherwise you take only this much only. So FUB root 3 NN A and B. This will be the formula. Okay. This is how it is taken. So this. So FUB by root 3 gamma MB. This you are calculating this, that you calculate, that is what the formula that is given, that was the nominal shear phase. This is the factored shear strength that you have need to calculate. So when you are taking factor shear strength, that you have to divide by gamma MB. So in this formula, A and B FUB by root 3 gamma MB. What is A and B? 245. FUB is for the bolt you are finding. What is FUB? 400. So root 3 into 125. This you are converting into kilonewton. This is 45.26. This is the strength of bolt in single shear. Now strength of bolt in bearing. Find what is the strength of bolt in VBV will be 2.5. Use this formula, 2.5 kb dt FU by gamma MB. All right, this is the formula. Now FU here you are taking this FU, it is when bearing forces are occurring, that time you have to take what is the value, which value is lesser out of FU and FUB, take the lesser value. So clearly FUB is lesser than FU, so you have to take here FUB instead of FU. So again, from table 4.2 for a 20 mm diameter bolt, these all values are given in IS code also and in tables also in the respective tables in IS code. So for D naught, if D is 20 mm, what is D naught? Whole of the diameter, that is 22 mm. You see from the table. So for D naught equal to 20 mm, what is E? E is 33 mm. Okay, it is actually 1.5 times the diameter of hole. So it is 33 mm. So now one thing is not given here, pitch. Pitch is the, what is pitch? Center to center distance of one line of bolt from the other line of bolt, assuming it is a chain riveting bolting. Okay, so this you are assuming as 50 mm because you need the value of P to calculate KB. So first you calculate this ratio E by 3 D naught, it is 33 by 3 into 22.5. Calculate this value P by 3 T naught minus 0.25. So put all these values, you get this as 0.5. FUB by FU 400 by 410, it is 0.975, and last is 1. So you have to take the least value out of this 0.5, 0.5, 0.975, and 1. So least is KB is 0.5. Now put all these values in this formula. This formula, you put all these values. If you put these values, you will get VPB is 96 Newton. So in shearing, you are getting 45.26 single shear. In bearing, it is 96. Now strength of the bolt will be minimum between shearing and bearing. Okay, so you take this as 45.26 will be the strength of the bolt. Now this is for lap joint. Now second case is for butt joint. Butt joint, but single cover plate. That is only on top, only one cover. That means two. What is the thickness of the plates you are connecting? 12 mm thick. Two 12 mm thicks are joined end to end with a top cover plate. Okay, so the cover plate being 10 mm thick. So this is the second case. Now, similarly, bolts. Find what is the since there is only one cover plate, you will have only single shear. So for single shear, we have already found out using this formula. It will be same like this only. This has been found to be 45.26 kilonewton, right? So now find now again here the bolt will be in single shear and bearing. The thickness to be considered for the bearing will be list of the aggregate thickness. These things are given in the specification. What thickness you have to consider for cover plate, what thickness you have to consider for if one plate is having one thickness, if another plate is having different thickness, and you are connecting both, which thickness should you consider? So all these specifications are given in the IS 800 code book, okay, or in book also it is being given. So you go through those clauses, and the minimum thickness of the plates jointed is 10 mm. That means the thickness to be considered for bearing will be least of the aggregate thickness of the cover plates and the minimum thickness of the main plates. That means, see, you are connecting two 12 mm thick main plates with 10 mm thick cover plate. You are providing only one cover plate. So aggregate thickness of cover plate is only 10 mm. What is the thickness of main plate to be connected? 12 mm. To take minimum of 10 and 12, it is 10. So take the thickness you will consider here in this formula. T should be taken as 10. Put other values as earlier, 0.5, 20. This comes out to be 80. Now again, strength of bolt will be minimum between bearing and shearing. So 46, I think it was 45.26 and 80. Minimum of these two will be 45.26. Again, it will be minimum will be in shearing, not in bearing. Okay, so this we have done for single cover butt joint. Now consider double cover butt joint. Now when you are providing double cover butt joint, the only thing, see here, everything will be same. The calculation will be same. Only in double cover you will be getting two shear planes, one on the top, one on the bottom. So entire formula will be multiplied by 2. The strength of the bolt will in double shear will be 2 into what you have found it, 2 into 45.26. So this is 90.52. Same formula you are providing. Now whenever you are changing the single cover or the double cover, here only thickness will change. Other things will be same. So what is the thickness that is to be considered? Now see. The thickness that you are, the plates that you are connecting, what was the connection? Two main plate of thickness 12 mm are to be connected end to end with two cover plate, one on the top, one on the bottom, having thickness of 10 mm each. So what is the aggregate thickness of the cover plate? 10 mm plus 10 mm, 20 mm. What is the thickness of the main plates? Maximum thickness of the main plate? Both are 12 mm. So what is the least value between 20 mm and 12 mm? It is 12 mm. So there you have to consider T as 12 mm. So this is critical. Remember this thing. While calculating the double shear and the single shear, the thickness is, if you make mistakes in considering the thickness, your entire calculation will be wrong. So please pay attention while considering the thickness. So put T as 12 mm and other things will remain same. So it is 96. What is the least value out of these two? So again, it will be minimum will be in shearing. So minimum shear strength of the bolt will be 90.52. So you have found the strength of the bolt. Okay, strength of the bolt in lap joint, in single cover butt joint and double cover butt joint. Here you only one bolt is connected. If you are connecting two bolts, 3 bolt, depending on the connection, values will change. Okay, so this is a basic example that I have taken to make you understand the concepts of how the strength is being calculated. So if you understand these, you'll understand the other problems. Now let us take another example, another problem. Here it is saying a single bolted double cover butt joint. That means only one bolt on both sides having cover plate is used to connect two plates, that is main plates, which are 8 mm thick. So 8 mm thick, you are connecting end to end using butt joint. On top, you are providing two cover plate, right? Now, assuming 16 mm diameter of bolts of grade 4.6 and cover plates to be 6 mm thick, providing double cover butt joint has 6 mm thick on the top and the bottom. Calculate the strength and efficiency of the joint. If 4 bolts are provided in the bolt line at a pitch of 45 mm, as shown in the figure. Okay. Also determine the efficiency of the joint if 2 lines of bolts with 2 bolts in each line have been arranged to result in a double bolted double cover butt joint. First it was single bolted. Now you are changing the double bolted. All right. First it was single bolted, means only one line of bolt was. Now you are providing double bolted, means 2 lines of rivet will be provided. So what will be the change in strength and change in efficiency when we do that? You understood the problem? First case is you are providing single bolted double cover butt joint. Each of the dimensions of all the plates have been given, and you are in one bolt only, in one line only, you are connecting 4 bolts, okay, at a pitch of 45 mm. So actually this is the problem. This is the first case, this is the second case. First case, you are providing, so this is the CG, so one line of bolt here, one line of bolt here. So see here, this bolt is what is 16 mm. So what is the pitch? Pitch is 45 mm. Okay, pitch is 45 mm. Here also it is 45 mm. Now here you are providing 2 lines of rivets. In the initial first part of the problem, you are providing only one line of rivets. Now you are providing 2 lines of rivets, but in the first case you are providing 4 rivets in one line. Now you are providing 4 bolts in one line. Now you are providing 2 bolts in 2 lines. This is the basic difference. So they are asking what will be the change in efficiency of the joint? What will be the change in the strength if you are changing the design of the connection? Okay. Now let us see how it is solved. Now for write the properties for Fe 410 grade of steel and 4.6 grade bolt. So you remember one thing, most of the problems that will be given to you will consist bolts of grade 4.6 and Fe 410. If it is not given in the question, invariably it will be given in the question. There is no need to assume. But if it is not given, say for example, if it is the examiner has forgot to mention it, you can assume the bolts will be always of grade 4.6 and the grade of steel will be Fe 410. Now for this, Fu ultimate stress will be 410. Fu for bolt, this grade of bolt, 4.6 grade of bolt, FUB will be 400 megapascal. Now for 16 mm bolt, what is A and B? This is taken from table 157 millimeters. For gamma MB is 1.25 for bolt. You know this. Gamma M1 is partial safety factor for resistance governed by ultimate stress. This is also 1.25. Okay. Now in the first case, the bolts will be in double shear end bearing. the first case, if you consider, you are providing two cover plates. One cover plate is this 6 mm, another cover plate is 6 mm, and these plates are 8 mm. Okay, now you are providing here one line of bolt, here another line of bolt. Okay, right. So this is the first case that you are considering. So the bolts will be now, since two cover plates are provided, so it will be in double shear and bearing. Now for calculation of the strength of the bolt in bearing, the thickness to be considered will be, for the bearing, will be least of the aggregate thickness of cover plates and minimum thickness of main plates. Now you see here, what is the aggregate thickness? 6 mm and 6 mm. 6 plus 6, 12 for double cover version. What is the thickness of the main plate? 8 mm. What is the minimum between 12 and 8? It is 8 mm. So thickness that will be considered will be 8 mm. Okay. Now first, strength of bolt in double shear per pitch length. Strength of bolt per pitch length will be in one, per pitch length is one line. So VSB is 2, since double shear, double cover version, so double shear 2 into A and B FUB by √3 gamma MB. Gamma MB you have to take, this is partial practice factor. This is not, you are not finding the nominal shear strength, you are finding the factored shear strength. So divide this by gamma MB. This you know in the formula. Put these values, you get VSB as 58 kilonewton. Okay. Now see here, strength of the bolt in bearing per pitch length. Okay, so use this formula as earlier. Now again, FU will be less than FU and FUB. For bearing, you remember this. This FU you have to take lesser value of FU and FUB. That is the lesser value of ultimate stress of the plate and ultimate stress of the bolt and the plate, whichever is lesser. So here it is lesser, value is 400. So take that as 400. Now for this you calculate KB. Now for KB, unit pitch, unit edge distance. So for diameter of, what is the diameter? 16 mm. So 16 mm diameter means D naught, whole of the diameter will be plus 2. So it is 18 mm. So put and assume pitch as, what is the pitch that you are assuming? It is given, pitch is 45 mm. It is given in the question. See, in the previous question, pitch was not given. But in this question, pitch is given. So it is, when it is given, no need to assume, just put the value. So you put all these values. Now for 16 mm dia, what is the edge distance from the table? This is 30 mm. So you put all these values and find these values. E by 3D naught, P by 3D naught minus 0.25. It is 0.58. This is 0.55. FUV by FU 400 by 0.975 1. Now least of this value is 0.55. So KB will be 0.55. This is found out. Now VPB will be, put all these values. T will be 8 mm as explained earlier. Find VPB, bearing strength of the bolt of one line. This is 56.31. Now there is another thing that need to be found out, that is net strength of plate per pitch length. Net strength of plate per pitch length will be tension strength. This is finding, this you are finding means you are finding the tensile strength. So 0.9 FU by gamma M1 P minus DH into T. What is AN? AN is, remember, AN is the net section. I have told you earlier also, whenever you are bolting, you are providing bolts, that means you are making holes in the section. So the gross section earlier, which was B into T, now reduces to minus N into D into T. N is, N being the number of holes. So there is, for one number of hole, there is always a reduction in area of D into T. Okay. So PT minus DH into T. Okay. So you put these values, you get TDN, net tensile stress as 63.76 kilonewton. Now strength of the solid plate per pitch length. This was strength of the plate per pitch length. When you are finding strength of the solid plate, then that means you do not include the reduction. What is the strength of the plate if the holes were not made? Whenever you are making holes, remember one thing, your strength will be reduced. Why? Because tensile strength of the plate will reduce, because you are making holes means you are reducing the net sectional area. And if the net sectional area will be more, stresses will be more. Okay, so there is failure chances. So lesser number of holes is better. So what is the solid strength of the plate per pitch length? 0.9 FU gamma M1 P into T. Instead of P minus DH, you find P into T. So this is 106.27. Now three strength you have found. First strength is shearing, double shear. Second is bearing, and third is tensile strength. So what is the minimum out of these three? What is the minimum strength that you are getting? Minimum strength you are getting out of the three is, first one was 58, second one is 56, third is 63. So 56 is the lowest strength is in bearing. So this by the total solid strength of the solid plate, total strength of the solid plate is 106. And this, so this is the efficiency 52.9, that is 53% is the efficiency of the joint, that the design joint that is being given in the question for the first part. All right, now let us calculate what will be the case for second part. In the second part also you are providing two cover plates, but only the pattern of bolting is changed. Only the number of holes and the number of lines, rivet lines, this is being changed. Other things remaining the same. The shear will be again double shear, 2 into 58, 160. Why it is 2 into 58? Earlier only 50. Why it was only 58? Because only one line of rivet per pitch length. The strength that you have found out was only for one line of rivet. Now you are providing two lines of rivet. Obviously, shear will be 2 into 58, 160. Bearing, same. Bearing also will be twice, because bearing strength per pitch length it was calculated. Now you are providing two lines. So 2 into 56.1. Net tensile strength, next tensile strength will remain the same. Okay. So only one bolt will fail in section 1.1. So this is section 1.1. So this is 63.76. So what is the least value out of these two? 63.76. Now what is the efficiency? 63.76 by 106.27, 59.99. That is 60%. So you see, that means what is the conclusion that you are making here? Instead of providing, your efficiency is increasing. Earlier efficiency is 53%, now it is 60%. 7% your efficiency is increased. Just by changing the same number of bolts you are providing, instead of providing 4 bolts in one line, you are providing 2 bolts in 2 lines. Same bolts. The cost is same, just the pattern is different. You are increasing the efficiency. This calculation shows how a better efficient design of joints can, better pattern of joints can improve the efficiency. This is a classic example to prove this. Okay. Now let us move to the third question. Third question says two plates 10 mm and 80 mm thick are to be jointed by double cover butt joint. Now design the joint for the following data. Factor design load is 750 kilonewton. Bolt dia is 20 mm. Grade of steel 410. Grade of bolt 4.6. Cover plates 2 double cover butt joint. The 2 cover plates on both sides 8 mm thick. Now since for this data Fe410 and grade 4.6, you write all these values. Fu410, this is, you know, FUB is this much, 400 megapascal. For 20 mm bolt, A and B is 245. DH will be 22, 20 plus 2 mm, 22 mm. Gamma MB is 1.25, gamma M1 is 1.2. Now, thickness of the plate from the bearing consideration will be, you are providing one plate is 10 mm, one plate is 18 mm. Now, see, in this, I have taken this problem is, earlier, all the plates that you are connecting in butt joint, both the plates were having same thickness. But in this case, you are joining one plate, one of the main plate. In this butt joint, one of the main plate is 10 mm, one of the main plate is other main plate thickness is 18 mm. So there is a difference of thickness in these two plates that is being covered. What is the difference? 18 minus 10, 8 mm. So in this case, this 8 mm, this 8 mm gap, there is a gap. Once you place the cover plate on the top and the bottom, there will always be a gap of 8 mm. Now to fill this gap, you have to provide additional plate that is called as filler plate. Additional thickness of again 8 mm has to be given to fill it. You cannot keep that gap. Otherwise the connection will be loose. So this is why this problem is taken. So what to do in such cases when thickness are different? So provide filler plates. Now see, thickness of the plate from bearing consideration will be least of, again, 10 plate, 10 and 18. So what is the least here? 10. Okay. And 2 cover plates you are providing 8 mm thick. What is the least here? 8 plus 8 is 16. So what is the least between 10 and 16, it is 10. So thickness for bearing will be taken as 10 mm. Okay. Least only you have to see. Now the bolts will be in double shear and bearing, as two cover plates are there, it will be double shear. Since the two plates to be jointed are having thickness 10 mm, 18 mm, the packing plate of 8 mm, 18 minus 10 will be required. And also thickness of the packing is more than 6 mm, the shear strength will have to be reduced by the coefficient. Now, whenever you are providing in such cases, whenever this gap is more than 6 mm, that means you have to provide filler plates or packing plates. So whenever providing packing plates of thickness greater than 6 mm, this you have to find this value beta pkj, that is reduction factor for packing. Your shear strength, all the other strength will reduce. Your shear strength will reduce by this factor. This you have discussed also, how this factor is found. 1 minus 0.0125 into thickness of packaging. So 1 minus 0.0125 into what is the packing thickness you are providing? 8 mm thick plate. So 0.9. So 0.9 will be the reduction factor. Earlier everything was 1, there was no reduction, but due to packing, shear strength will be reduced and you have to provide this reduction factor. Now reduction factor was due to packing, due to longer length, grip length, due to longer size of bolts. All these three reductions were there. We have discussed in the earlier classes. So what will be the shear strength, double shear strength? 2NB, ANB, FUB, root 3 gamma MB. Everything will be same except you have to introduce this factor, reduction factor. So put all these values, you will get this value as 81.47 kilonewton. Now, assuming the strength of the bolt in bearing per pitch length to be more than that in shear, the number of, now see, you do not know what is the bearing strength. You have found the shearing, you do not know bearing, and you know strength of bolt is minimum of the two. So what you are doing is, but you cannot find what is the bearing thing because you do not know the pitch, you do not know the thickness. So in this case, you assume that the strength of the bolt in bearing per pitch length to be more than that in shear. That is, bearing strength is more. The number of bolts required would be this by this. Assume that the strength of the bolt is 81.47. Assume that shearing strength is less than bearing strength. Now total load coming on the plate is 750 and strength of one bolt is 81.47. So what is the number of bolt required? Total load by strength of one bolt. So this is 9.2, 10 volts. That is, you have to provide 10 volts. 10 volt you need to provide to encounter the load of 750 kilonewton coming on the plates. Now 10 volts, how will you provide? Provide bolts in 2 rows. So like this. Here 5, here 5. Okay, you have to provide the bolt in 2 rows. In shear pitch per length to the net. Now equating the strength of the bolt in shear pitch per length to the net tensile plate. Net tensile strength of the plate per pitch length, the pitch of the bolts can be determined. So now here what we are doing, you are not assuming, you are calculating the pitch. By how we are calculating? By equating the strength of bolt in shear per pitch length. This strength you are equating to tensile strength. This strength 81.47 in shearing you are equating to tensile strength. So in this formula, everything you cannot calculate the tensile strength since you do not know the pitch. But what you are doing, you are not assuming the pitch here. You are finding out. This is the difference. You're finding out the pitch by equating the tensile strength of the plate to the shear strength. These are the assumptions you are making. So equate this to this. You are getting pitch as 49.59, and it should be less than 50 mm. It is coming out less than 50 mm. But in any, since diameter is 20 mm, so minimum pitch is 50 mm. But in any case, your pitch should not be less than 50 mm. This you know, minimum pitch for bolts. So what we do is we provide a pitch of 55 mm. See why we did all these things. You have to understand this thing here. You could have taken any pitch. You could have taken 40 mm also. But without making this calculation, you know the minimum pitch is 50 mm. For 20 mm dia bolt, the minimum pitch that you are providing is 50 mm. All right. So what is in any case, your designed pitch should not be less than the minimum pitch.
So design pitch, you how to find out the design pitch from this calculation by equating this thing to this thing. So when you equate, you find out that the minimum pitch that is coming is the pitch that is coming is 49.59, which in case is less than 50 mm, but this should not be the case ideally. So what you do is you provide little bit better, more than this. So provide 55 mm. Had this pitch value come out to be 54, then it had been okay. You take that 54 only, but it is coming less, so you provide 55. Then again, put p value in this equation, find kb, like the previous problem. Now, once you what is kb? 0.5, 0.58, 0.975, and 1. So mean least is 0.5 to take 0.5. Thickness is 10 mm. You are earlier only you have discussed how to take the fine bolt strength of bolt in bearing 80.001. Okay, 80.0. But here bearing strength is less than shearing strength. Okay, hence what you do, but initially what we have found out, or initially we have assumed that the strength of bolt in bearing per pitch length should be more than that in shear, but here it is coming opposite, reverse thing. So again, increase the edge distance. Increase the edge distance from 33 to 35. Now found, if instead of 33 put 35. Now find kb. Kb, if you put all these values, you will find kb as 0.53. Now put 0.53 of value kb in this equation, you will get 84.8. Now in this case, this bearing strength is more than the shearing strength, which was our assumption in the earlier case, which was this assumption. Hence it is correct. So pitch that you have calculated, that is correct. That is more than 50 mm. Designed pitch and design end distance, it is safe. Okay. So this is how you connect this. See, 18 mm, 10 mm, and this is 18 mm. So you provide 8 mm packing. Now 8 mm cover plate, these two, and these two lines of bolts are connected. So this is how you do the connection. So these classic examples you have taken to understand the basics of bolted joints. Okay. The next class will start our discussion with welded joints, welding, how welding is done, how welded joints are done. So thank you for attending this class.